So, Kevin.
Yes.
So, I want to ask you some questions. So,
Sure.
How long have you been in Udon Thani?
Udon Thani, I first visited on holiday when Pook brought me here after we met. That was back in 2012, soon after we met. And we were coming here maybe 3 times a year for holidays to visit family. And we moved here permanently in October 2019. Got to the point where we could afford to build the house here, and we had online income streams that could sustain us here. And that's what we did. Got away from that place that had been like a prison for me for so long, and in this wonderful place. It's honestly, it really.
Was you talking about the UK thing?
Don't mention that. Well, funny thing is, and this is the absolute truth, I've started actually having nightmares that I'm back in the UK now. Seriously, and they're happening quite regular. I'm getting a bit worried. I wake up in the night time and I've had a bad dream about being back driving a taxi in London.
Oh, that's a nightmare. You know, every time I used to see a black cab driving in London, I used to have nightmares about that myself.
And most people do when they're sitting in the back as they're watching the meter go up as well.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. So, I mean, one of the funny things is that I know you mentioned before that you come from Bexley.
Yeah.
And I actually lived in the borough of Bexley.
That's right, yeah.
We've just had a chat and we found that a lot of the places that I've been, you've been, or vice versa.
Linked with your life,
yes,
that's right.
That
yeah.
is absolutely amazing. Like, you know, Charlton, Greenwich,
yeah.
we've all been to the same places.
There's links all the way through,
Yeah.
and it was that thing it was an email you originally sent, wasn't it? I think it was an email or a comment or something.
Yeah,
and you
first of all, I think it was Facebook, and then it's Facebook.
And you mentioned about you originally come from or you came from Welling area.
Yeah.
I know it so well. Like my friend Rob Bishop, he's got a fireworks shop in Welling. Tony, he's got the IT company there, Discworld.
Was that the little fireworks shop, which is sort of like a hut?
No, he's on Pickford Lane by Bexley Heath.
Oh, okay.
Bexley Heath railway station.
I know it. Yes. Yes.
I was best man at his wedding. He was a friend of mine since we were 8 years old. So there was that. Welling I know really well, a lot of links there. Me and Pook, when we were living in the UK, like you say, just down the road in Bexley. And like you say, then you said Charlton. One of my businesses was in Charlton. Greenwich, I had a business there, and I used to spend most Sunday afternoons there when I was a teenager with my guitar and a couple of bottles of wine with friends, you know. Yeah, so many cross paths, you know, surprising. And Beth, she mentioned something about Beth School knowing that, and I did some business mentoring there back in the day. So yeah, a lot of links.
Yeah. So my son used to go to Beth's, so I mentioned about that, and you gave a talk there. Yeah. That's fantastic. There was lots of other similarities as well. All going through that.
I knew that we'd have loads to talk about, and we haven't stopped. We've just been out for a meal at the Sophia, Manfredo's place, on Soy Sampan. Been in the bar down at the Pegasus, and we've just been chat. There is a lot of things that we have in common.
Yeah,
really interesting.
And I didn't actually know about your channel. I think because I just come from Phuket to Udon Thani to go to my mother-in-law's. So we stopped off at Udon Thani, spent a couple of days here, and I thought I'd take the opportunity of doing some filming around the area. And then what shows up, because I'm now covering Udon Thani, I get your channel.
That's
recommended.
SEO working on YouTube.
And I'm being fascinated by your channel.
Pleased to hear.
And just like, you know, going through the house build and everything else is just absolutely amazing. Yeah. And I know that you mentioned about this hotel here. Yeah. So before I was staying at the Santara when I first arrived here, and I thought, let me check out this hotel.
The swimming pool's closed as well at the moment.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
And listen,
I didn't know that at the time.
I'll be straight, the Santara, we've stayed there before and we've enjoyed our time there, but for me it had, last time I was looking around in there at the rooms, it got to a point where it needs a bit of refurbishment, I think, a bit of money spending on it. I don't know, maybe they've already done it, we haven't stayed there for a long time. When we discovered this place, we never went anywhere else. Every time we come to stay in Thailand, we'd stay here at the Panerai. Love the place, great, really enjoyed it.
They are refurbing because we was on the 4th floor, and they're refurbishing, I think, the whole of the 3rd floor.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So hopefully.
So you had the Kangos going all night.
Actually, surprisingly enough, I mean, the only thing that was an issue short term was, I think, a smell of glue.
Okay, so you were getting high.
So, but that was only like when literally you went out the door and then you got to the lift. Yeah, I mean, I did have some issues there, but actually, to be honest with you, they asked for a survey, and I did the survey, and they come back to me straight away.
Okay.
And to my surprise, in the morning for breakfast, I had the general manager sitting with me and giving me
that is really good customer service.
No, that is absolutely fantastic. And you know, one of the issues was a small issue, but he kept me awake all night, and that was sorted out like straight away. So the service was absolutely fantastic.
Sounds great.
They did offer an upgrade when I went back there, but this was actually cheaper than what they were.
Oh yeah, the price here is much cheaper at the moment. Yeah. Usually they're sort of on par. But when you got the upgrade, you should have asked for the royal suite. You know, the royal family have got their own suite in the Centaur.
Oh, no,
I don't know how much they stay there now.
If I'd known that, I'm sure they didn't put that on the system.
Probably not. I think that would have been out of bounds.
Yeah, no, but the general manager was absolutely fantastic.
That's really good, though.
Yeah,
really good.
Yeah, really impressive. And he said about his team, and I'll speak to his team, and no, from the moment that I mentioned that there was a problem, like they were so quick. So I must give them that. And the only reason why I went back there is like when I first met my wife. That's the first hotel that we stayed in Thailand.
Oh really?
Was there. Oh, okay. So it was somewhere special for us.
But your wife doesn't come from Udon Thani?
No, but she's quite close by. I think she's about 40 kilometres.
Yeah, it's not too far, is it? It's remind me of the Nong Bula Poo. That's right. Yeah, it's not too far.
Yeah, which on one of my other previous videos, I was really struggling with that name.
Nong Bula Poo. Yeah. Most Thai words, whatever it is, I struggle with. It's really quite a difficult language to get a grasp of, even names of places. But working on it constantly. So let me ask you, and that's your video, but what do you think of Udon Thani?
You see, he can't help. If you notice his videos, or you can tune in later as his videos, he does like to talk.
But I'm aware of that. Even Chuck from No Time to Be Said, he said on his last video, he's sitting back and he's videoing himself, filming his face, and he's smiling and laughing. He said, you know, I think Kevin can actually talk more than I can, but it's done me a favour tonight because it's saved my throat. But what I was doing, I wanted to ask you what you think of Udon Thani. What you come to the place, you visited the place. You don't live here as a visitor. What do you think of the town?
So, well, to be honest with you, I can't live anywhere without a shopping mall.
Right.
Because I love shopping malls. And that was the other reason. Santara is literally, I think, attached.
It is joined to the Central Plaza. Yeah.
So I love that about it. This is actually just, I don't know, 3 minutes away.
Yeah, just
from
around
there,
the corner,
or 5 minutes at the most, I would say. So it's still quite a short distance.
Yeah. What do you think of Udon Thani?
So when I first come here, I probably didn't like it so much, apart from the hotel and the shopping.
Comparing it with what?
I suppose Bangkok, because my only other experience is Bangkok and MBK, and I can spend all day in MBK. The shopping centre is just absolutely massive. But then I couldn't stay in Bangkok because it's just too polluted, too noisy. So I don't like that at all. I'd prefer to have a beach. So hence, at the moment, I'm in Phuket, and the next place I'll probably go, it will have a beach as well. But it has to have a shopping mall as well, because I like to go out and buy clothes, you know, do different. There's so much to do in the shopping mall, because if you want to go and have something to eat, you can normally go on the ground floor, and
food
like you've got the food courts, which is really nice, very clean, decent food, and it's cheap. So Yeah, but I didn't know. You know, the other day, a cousin of Hoy's took my wife, took us out to see some nightlife. I didn't know there was any real nightlife
Here?
Yeah. So I was absolutely shocked when, okay, so where we just come from, we walked right down there,
Yeah.
and then there's another bar area to
Oh,
the
yeah,
left-hand
yeah.
side.
Day and night, just down there on the left.
Yeah.
Soy Sampan, yeah.
So we went down there to check that out,
Mm-hmm.
and that was very good. Yeah, but then it took me to the great big area where it's got a few bars around, and it's got live music. That's UD Town.
Mm.
That was absolutely fantastic.
Great food court there.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's, and it's a lot bigger than what I thought. So I thought it was only a little bit. But the markets were all closing down at the time, so I think it was about 9 o'clock.
That's one thing here. Everything shuts down fairly early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was looking around there, and then I thought, I'm going to have to come back in the morning
Yeah.
and check out the markets. I didn't realise there's about 3 or 4 markets.
Yeah, that's right.
So you got like Udon Thani station,
Yeah.
and then you got the UD town,
Yeah.
you got the market there,
Yeah.
and then on the other side of the station,
Yeah.
you've got another market, undercover market area there.
That's right, yeah.
And then if you walk through UD town,
Yep.
there's another market,
Mm-hmm.
and then also I think there is another street.
Across this
street
side of the road
market.
as well. If you come across from where the railway is, just cross the road, and on the right hand side, walking down to where we are now, another big undercover marketplace there as well, with clothes and food and
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff.
So
There's a
that's
spot for choice here for food and shopping.
Yeah, so that's what I would like. I mean, I didn't know that actually existed, because I would probably spend a lot of time probably in the shopping centre, but there's it's not big nightlife in terms of, especially the bar area that we just been. It's not that big.
You got this street, which is full of bars, massage shops, things like that. So
yeah,
this is Soy Sampan, otherwise known as Soy Farang. It's where all the Farangs, a lot of the Farangs congregate. The bars, there's massage shops down here, and a lot of good restaurants as well. And Western food you can get here, a lot of Western food. Down there you've got Day and Night, which is a bar complex area. You go in, there's lots of bars to the left and the right. You've got a massive choice there. Back out the top of the road, to a left, you've got a place called Nutty Park. And again,
Nutty Park.
yeah, you can miss it as you're walking past, but there's a 7-Eleven there, and there's a little restaurant on the corner called the Good Corner Good Corner Restaurant or something like that. Turn down there, and there's loads of little bars down there as well.
Okay.
So there's a massive nightlife here, but it doesn't. But then again, see, I'm saying it doesn't go on too late. I don't know what time Bangkok or Pattaya or any of those places are open. So I'm not a bar person. I rarely go out to bars unless I'm dragged out by people like you tonight.
Yeah. So I mean, in Phuket, so if you go to Patong and Bangla Road, I think they're supposed to close at 10, but that don't happen.
Really?
I think it goes on until like 2 o'clock, possibly 3 o'clock in the morning.
Unofficially, yeah.
Yeah.
No, so I don't know, but for us, I mean, we do what we do. We're up with the sun, so we're up at 5:30 in the morning.
So early.
We just wake up, no alarm clocks or anything. We're usually in bed by 7:30, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
It's past your bedtime now.
Yeah, well
Is
past,
it?
yeah.
Oh,
well
I
past.
do apologise.
It's okay.
Sorry.
We have these wild nights every now and then, don't we, Paul?
Apologies.
Huh? We have these wild nights every now and then like this, don't we? I'll tell you something though, I'm surprised. Maybe her phone's run out of battery, but usually by now her mum's on the phone.
Oh.
Where are you?
You said that on a previous
video.
video.
She does. She's a proper time mum, and she worries about her daughter and where she is and when we're getting home. Yeah.
So you would definitely. Well, actually, Chuck was saying that if he had a choice,
He'd live here.
he would come to Udon Thani.
Now there's a man who's seen a lot of Thailand, and he's experienced a lot of Thailand. Seriously, the restaurants, and he can eat any food. He's tried all different foods. He's tried different entertainment places. He's done a lot, and he posted a little while ago a map of Thailand with all the pins in where he's been. He's pretty much covered Thailand almost completely.
Wow.
And out of all those places, if it wasn't for his wife
And family.
Paige
Yeah.
and her family, well, she would come here anyway. She doesn't care. She spent a lot of time in America, but it's just her family. They're there, so that's why they're staying there. But he would settle here. This is where he'd have his home base.
I mean, I like Phuket. However, I don't like Patong. It's too busy. It's too many massage parlours. There's too many people trying to grab you off the street to come into their restaurant and things like that. Not the massage parlour. That's a different story altogether.
Sounds like most Western men's paradise, most Western men's heaven. No, but it doesn't. Too much of a good thing is not a good thing.
Yeah. So you walk down like Bangla Road and it's just so noisy, but people love it and they come to Thailand to have fun.
That's their way of chilling out. Yeah.
So we moved to nearby Kata Beach.
Yeah.
Kata Beach.
We had a holiday there.
And it's, you know what, I walk along the beach and I feel like I've died and gone to heaven.
Yeah.
Because it's just so beautiful. I know. I just like sometimes I just have to stop, like, and take it all in.
Sure.
Like the beauty of the whole place. And sometimes when I'm walking on the beach, there's hardly anyone on there.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's like you've got really, and the sand is beautiful. The waves, it's so picturesque. It's so beautiful. So
make the most of it, then. No,
yes.
Seriously, make the most of it, because once things open up fully again, I know they're starting to open up now, but we spent 3 months, when we first came to Thailand, October 2019, we spent 3 months at the beach, just chilling out, getting used to life in Thailand before we came up here and knuckled down to building the house area. And it was horrible. It was so packed with tourists from certain parts of the world with no manners, and it was just awful, really awful. We used to get up and get out really early in the morning, and even then you get the coach parties pulling up, crossing the road, pushing past you, and it was awful. So, and that's what a lot of the beach destinations are like. This place, it's not like that. Where we live, we're 10 minutes from here, where we're sitting now, and this is the centre of Udon Thani, like you say, the shopping mall. It's got a village feel, 10 minutes from here, just over the other side of the railway. Got a house there, we know all the neighbours, it's quiet apart from the occasional kid going by on his loud motor, his little scooter.
Do you have
with
problems
his
with dogs?
You get soy dogs, but not a problem. No. And I've learned to deal with that anyway. If ever you're on a scooter or a bike and a dog comes after you, stop and face it out. And it works. The dog, what I found is, and I've got some of this advice from Lucas from Ride for Kicks. Have you seen that channel, Ride for Kicks?
I have, but not too much.
He was talking about soy dogs. The thing with dogs is it's their instinct, their inbuilt instinct to chase, to hunt as a pack. And they see a little scooter buzzing down the road and that kicks in and they want to chase you. And you open up, they'll chase you and chase you and chase you. And if they might even nip at you. If a dog comes out and starts barking at you, you stop and you face it out. It's like they get confused. It's like, hang on, this isn't meant to happen, you know? And they turn their back and walk.
What happens if there's more than one and there's a group of them?
Even if there's a group of them, I've never had a problem by stopping and just facing them out. Or even turning the scooter towards them. That's my tip anyway. Listen, if anyone tries that and they get bitten,
don't blame
there's
me.
a disclaimer here saying, this is my own personal experience. You might get your leg bit off, so take it easy.
Yeah,
you know?
I personally, I wouldn't recommend that.
Works for me.
But I will give it a try. I must admit.
You got to give it a try.
Yeah, okay, give
Just
it a
make
try.
sure you got your cricket pads on, or your Wellington boots.
I tell you what's changed. So I haven't been here for 2 years.
Yeah.
And I mean, prior to coming here, when I first started coming here, the coffees were absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
They used to make them so strong, and the US used to have the condensed milk. And never could get it right. More recently, they have got better and better. But the only place that I used to really go is Starbucks, because then I could guarantee a decent coffee.
Yeah.
But coming back this time, I'm amazed. There's so many coffee shops. You know what? And I can't complain about the coffee at all.
No.
Because the coffee, it's like no matter where I go, is like almost perfect or perfect. They've changed so much.
Coffee's something that I drink so much during the day. I'm always drinking a lot of coffee, and of course here it's probably our favourite pastime. We say, fancy a coffee? Yeah, where should we go now? And we're constantly trying out new places. Just at the end of this road, turn right, turn left, you've got the coffee station. We were there this morning with your sister, weren't we? Had a coffee in there. That's a nice place. They do little pastries and things like that. You've got Nana Bakery just up the end of the road here. That's a couple of Belgian twins. They run that. I'm saying they do the best Danish pastries like croissant and cinnamon swirls, all that kind of stuff. And they also do like chicken pies and things. And also now they do a great cup of coffee in there as well. They've just added that. It's there. You've just got literally hundreds of coffee shops. The Under the Tree Cafe, another coffee shop, and that does English scones with cream and jam and all that. Amazing. You could just keep going and going. A mate of mine, Dave Lee, he's always sending me links. Tried this one out, Kev. Tried that one out. Beautiful. So many coffee shops and real.
So
good
what's
quality.
your favourite coffee?
My favourite.
What
coffee?
do you normally have?
Well, when I first go into a place, I usually get an Americano. For me, that's a way of testing, because it's like just the raw coffee, and I do that. I don't usually have espresso. I'll have an Americano, and that lets me taste what their coffee's like, and then I decide whether I want to stick with that or change over to a cappuccino or something like that. And more often than not, it's more than one coffee in one shop as well.
Yeah, because their portions, I think they have got better, because they used to be so small.
Yeah, I mean, the cup's about this big, something like that, but by the time we get chatting, there's usually someone there who says, "Hey, the Isaan Farang," and then we'll sit and have a chat. That wasn't an American accent, by the way. That was meant to be South. I don't know what it was. But no, you get chatting to someone, you usually end up having a second coffee. But the choice is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal.
So it's best probably to have a coffee outside, because I went in the shopping centre, so it's twice now been in the shopping centre.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of trouble trying to find a decent coffee place, or a coffee place,
Yeah.
in Central Plaza. I think I ended up going to Mr. Donut in the end, and
yeah, they're not really that great. There is one down on right outside where the bookshops are. It's on the ground level, I think. There's a little coffee shop there. You always get Farang sitting outside there. Westerners sitting outside there. It's like a meeting place for them, and their coffee's good. But you know, the shopping centre, that's something else. You say you love shopping centres. If you spent any time here, you'd be out of that shopping centre. There's so many places to discover. Like, you know, you go around the villages and see these different places. Ho Chi Minh's got a little place where he did have, he's not around anymore. There's a museum where his house was when he bunked over here and hid out for a while. Ramison Station, which is the listening station for the Americans listening to China when the Vietnam War was going on. That's just down the road here.
Not now.
That's opened as a museum. Well, who knows? Who knows? There are people that say the CIA were using it as the, what do they call it? They reckon it's where they were interrogating Al Qaeda and things like that. I don't know if there's any truth in it, but Thai authorities come out and categorically denied it, saying no, absolutely not. Look, we're opening it as a museum now, but I don't know. But there's all this kind of stuff going on. You've got the airbase down the road here, which was part of the Vietnam War. You've got the museum. You probably haven't seen Udon. If you get a chance, go down to Udon Thani Museum. Just look for it on Google. It's a beautiful building, and it's got like European bricks, which is very unusual. But it was because of the French influence when the French were in Laos. They took control of Laos, didn't they, years ago? I don't know the full history, I'll just give you a brief. And they built this museum, and it's such a stunning building. It actually backs onto Nong Bajak Park, which is the biggest park in Udon Thani. Have a look at that as well. They've got their own little suspension bridge there as well.
Wow.
It's a fantastic park. And all the way around there you've got the little coffee shops. You get great coffee in any of the stalls there, food places. Your wife will love it for Thai food, definitely.
Yeah.
So have a look down there. But there's so much to do and see here, there really is, outside of what you would normally do, like you say, shopping malls and things like that.
So, you mentioned about food. So, have you got used to Thai food now?
It makes people laugh, but it's the absolute truth. I didn't try foreign food until I was probably 10. Living in London, southeast London, grew up in a fairly poor, traditional family, and it was like Sunday roast dinner, roast beef, fish and chips on a Friday, even though the family weren't religious, you had to have fish on a Friday, beans on toast, just cheese on toast, salad on a Sunday, which I didn't really like, with prawns, which were a bit exotic for us. No, really. But I remember one night my mum said, "Tell you what," she said, "tonight we're having foreign food." I went, "What are we having?" She said, "We're having pizza." I swear to you, I was 10 or 11, that's the first time I tried pizza. And then we got we're having Indian curry next week. Really, I don't know where she got this sudden surge of trying these different things. Indian curry it's a box made by a company called Vesta, and it's powdered curry. You mix with water, boil in a bag of rice. Yeah, nothing like Indian curry at all. Had a few sultanas in it. So my experience of food was very limited. Coming here, I couldn't eat anything, so nothing at all. I couldn't eat spice at all. Spending time with Pook, she started to make a few bits and pieces for me, adding a little bit of spice, and it's gradually grown. Now, sometimes I'll have something, whether it be a pad thai, whatever it is, and she'll go, "Oh, it's a bit spicy today," and for me it's quite normal, so I'm customising myself to it and getting used to it, and I'm becoming more adventurous.
Okay. I think that's the same with me, because whenever I come to Thailand, I'm always looking for chicken and cashew nuts and rice, because that's all that I could eat. But now I can eat pad thai.
Yeah, sure.
I'm experimenting.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's people's mentality or what, but before, when you used to say, "Well, I don't want any chili in my food," they still used to put chili, but now they don't.
No.
They don't seem to do that.
No, that's right.
And then sometimes the dishes that they do, it's got no chili in at all, and you add your own.
You add your own, that's right, on the table,
so it's changed.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there is that, and you do get a cut, and like is it pad kapow? Which is like your favourite, yeah?
Oh God, that's Paddy Doyle's, isn't it?
So you've got
Paddy Doyle's favourite.
Is it really?
Yeah, because it's the only thing that he could trust, apparently, going around the 77 provinces, that it's the only thing that he knew he could eat.
Oh, okay.
So, just in case he didn't recognise anything, he would say that.
Right, so it's just like minced pork with rice and basil and basil, as the Americans would call it. And it's really nice.
And an egg on top.
Yeah, egg on top, yeah. And Pookie always asks for it really crispy as well.
Oh,
gets very angry if they don't do the egg crispy. It's runny. So, there's that. And me and my mate Chris, we've been driving down to Bangkok a lot, like I say, talking to different people about what we're doing. And we stop off at little service areas where you go in, and they're just these little Thai food stalls. There's no Westerners in there at all, Thai people. And they do this stewed pork. It's like in a dark gravy. Oh, you've got to try it. It's
Really?
gorgeous. They pull it out.
Was it good?
Say it again.
Khao mu.
Khao khao mu. Give it a go. Give it a go.
I won't like it.
There's no spice in it.
My wife's saying that I won't.
Oh no,
like
but
it.
listen, because he doesn't like gristle or fat, no?
Yeah.
Right, you can ask for the lean. You can tell him how to say lean. And they do that. They slice off lean cuts for us off of this stewed beef, and it just falls apart. It's beautiful. And they put the gravy on it, and you get rice with it, and a boiled egg, which is something they just mix in.
Yeah,
they do that with a lot of things.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
They do like
But
that.
maybe it's all part of a nutritious, a nutritious meal.
But I never used to eat egg before, and I never used to eat wontons.
He's a chef. He was a chef, and he really limited by the sounds of it.
Here in Thailand,
Okay.
yeah. But now I'm starting.
Is that through being a bit suspicious, a bit dubious, and a bit cautious?
No, it's probably to do with just worried about chili and everything. I don't know. I was very only ate one dish, and I didn't really want to experiment because I have experimented. And whenever my wife turns around, if a Thai person turns around to you and says it's not spicy, believe me, it's spicy. That's been my experience.
Yeah.
So now I just don't listen to what my wife said.
So
if she said it's spicy or not,
he's not into somtam.
Oh, there's sometimes
Papaya
soup.
salad.
Oh, the papaya salad.
Where they did the pop and
no, I don't even like the smell of it.
that's the fish sauce.
Yeah, I don't like the fish.
I'm not
sauce,
keen
no.
on but the taste of fish sauce, if you can ignore the smell, isn't bad. It adds something to it.
But you know what it smells like, don't you?
I know what it smells like.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's. I've had some interpretation of what, and I've got probably the worst. I won't mention it on here because it'll probably offend Thai people, but it reminds me of this smell that is just so, you just wouldn't dream of eating it. But if you can get past that, or if the other ingredients are losing that smell, or if it's cooked in a way to lose that smell, it really adds something to the flavour. And this is a guy who hadn't had any foreign food until I had pizza when I was 11, so I'm starting to move out and try these different things. I don't have to. I could go to McDonald's, I could go to Brick House and have chicken and chips, I could have a roast dinner there. It's purely because seeing other people eating it and thinking, oh, give it a try.
So how often? So I haven't had a roast dinner yet, and a couple of weeks ago I was thinking about having a roast dinner.
Yeah.
Do you miss the roast dinners? Do you occasionally have a roast dinner?
I do occasionally, but it's my choice now. When I was a kid, my mum cooking roast dinner on a one of those rare hot sunny Sundays that we got, and she's cooking a roast dinner and she's sweating hot in the kitchen. I said, Mum, look, can I not have a Sunday dinner? Can I just have beans on toast for my dinner? She looked at me, she said, don't be stupid, it's Sunday, you've got to have Sunday roast. And so I stopped eating Sunday roast for years.
And it's very similar when you was mentioning about that, beans on toast, cheese on toast, like McDonald's, KFC, fish and chips on a Friday, that is quite normal, isn't it? So that's the way I was brought up as well.
Well, the McDonald's thing for me, it was a must do, because I grew up in Woolwich from when I was 8 years old up until I was 16. The first 1974, first McDonald's in England was in Power Street in Woolwich.
Yep,
and of course, every Sunday it was open. Me and the mates would go down there. Look at this American diner. We all wanted to go to America. We'd never been, but we were in a McDonald's. So that became a part of our culture. But no, things have changed a lot. I do have a Sunday roast sometimes. I go to the Brick House, which is great. The Brick House on Sur Saint-Pan.
You don't cook it yourself? Or is it just not worth?
It's not really worth it, but Pook does. I mean, she'll do me roast chicken, roast potatoes of a night time if I want it, but more often than not I don't. Country Grill is another good place. Look it up on the internet, their Facebook group, Country Grill, run by a Nok Thai lady and her husband Ian. Lovely couple, lovely food, great restaurant, great Western dishes, but they do a fantastic Sunday roast there, and you get a lot of it as well. And they give you a free apple pie and custard for dessert.
Oh, brilliant.
And tomato soup starter or something like that, mushroom soup starter. Country Grill, look that one up.
I suppose sometimes you don't need a roast dinner, because I don't know about Udon Thani, but I know like I can easily go in food stalls and they've got the barbecued chicken and all that. So and also where was the shopping centre where they did all the roast dinners and everything? Oh God. Okay, going off the bit.
Lewisham.
No, I used to avoid Lewisham. I never liked going to Lewisham. Okay, so I think that's it. Actually, our batteries, I've just gone through 2 batteries, so we've now gone to the backup device. So we've had enough about food, talking about food now.
We spoke about most things, I think. Really, my throat's starting to feel it. I know that, as usual.
Oh, that's what you said the other day.
Honestly, I can feel it. It's like starting to rasp.
That was on.
I do talk a lot. I know I do. Whenever we go out for a meal, you'll usually find that everyone's finished and I've just started the first little bit because of chat. But I do love a conversation.
No, that's fine, because I don't think I would have been able to do this if you weren't talking, because I was struggling out there in the beginning. I think it's just, I don't know, it's just a natural thing. South East London, from working on market stalls, selling all kinds of stuff and chat, selling hankies that were this big and actually shouting out to the crowds walking by, large hankies in town. If I've got the nerve to shout that out, large hankies in town, then I can chat about anything. Okay, that's another job that you didn't mention.
Oh, market trading, I was fly pitching like Delboy and Rodney did.
Oh.
We were doing that on East Street in Walworth. East Street Market, and we would do it on Eltham High Street, and we did it on Pescoat Lane. Wow. So I've done a bit of fly pitching, but that was when I was sort of like just in school, really, just earning a bit of money while I was at school.
Wow. This guy has done so much. Okay, so what do you suggest doing next? So if I'm in Udon Thani for a couple of days, you mentioned about going to
have a look at the museum and have a look at the park, both in the same place. Nom Park, beautiful. Try and do the park early, so it's cool, and then go into the museum when it opens. Maybe check online when it opens.
And what about YouTube-wise? What would you...
For YouTubing?
Yeah.
2 great subjects there. The park and the museum, okay. You've done UD Town,
Yeah.
I've seen that. There's just so much. Coffee shops, any coffee shop you walk into, you can talk about that. I mean, and it sounds ridiculous, but even the advice the advice computer shop I told you about, everyone's looking for computer shops.
Yeah, you said
Everyone uses computers, so little tips like that help people.
You
And
said that there's an IT place around here.
Yeah,
I mean,
advice.
I love IT.
I'll send you a link.
Yeah, because whenever I go, that's one of the major things I'm looking for when I go in the shopping mall is the IT.
And landmark building, I'll send you a link to that as well. And you
Okay.
can put these links in the description if you want. People will find them useful. Landmark building and advice computers. So and do videos on them, because you're looking for a computer shop. There's going to be hundreds of other guys out there, or women or whatever, looking for the same thing. So it's anything like that. Anything. Just walking down the street having a chat with your wife. Anything at all. People want to know what, not outrageous lives or crazy lives are like, just standard Joe's life living in Thailand. That's what we're doing.
So we're gonna end it here. I tell you what, Kevin, it's been fantastic to meet you.
It's been a pleasure meeting you.
And Pook as well. You've been come in the shot. Come on, she's been left out. So
In the middle? Oh,
Go on.
thank you.
I should have done the fun shot. the fun.
So you guys been talking so long.
What are you
That's
talking
good,
about?
isn't it? I think it's good. No, I'm just thinking like when I in the UK, when I met Thai people, we just talk
Oh,
and eat.
have you had that problem in the UK when they're
No, you're not.
nothing but Thai, non-stop, and then you feel really left out.
She's going to start now. You do all that I've done now. You'll hear the same again with little Thai versions.
Okay.
You better cut the camera now.
Nice to meet you
Yes,
too.
Yeah,
it's
it's lovely
been
meeting you.
fantastic.
Lovely
to
meeting
meet
Next time when you
you.
come back to Udon Thani, we will show you the secret.
The secret.
part. Yeah, Udon Thani.
You still got to show me the secret part. I've got a clue what she's
Okay,
talking about.
thank
Well,
you.
how about, I mean, if you don't mind, tomorrow show me a nice coffee shop. Would you
We
mind?
could do. What's that? Monday.
Let me have a look.
Honestly, this is the truth. She has to check a diary now, and it's
Yeah.
like I've got a PA because we've got legal stuff going on with the company that we have to deal with. We've got meetings with different people. I'll have to go down the farm in the morning to check everything out.
Let me check when I get back, and then.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
Hello.
Can I just say thank
someone
you?
who enjoys the
I'm staying
channel.
at this hotel because of your review of it.
Oh, nice
Ah,
one.
Right.
Tell the manager.
That's the reason why I'm here as well.
And this
Is it?
Yes.
another YouTuber. So
Alright.
I'll be putting a link to him on my channel.
Sorry.
So, what's Dean doing in Thailand?
Right, okay.
I'll put a link on the next video I'll put out anyway, so
Right,
you can
okay.
link it. Nice one, thank you
Thanks
so
for the
much.
videos anyway.
You're
That's why I
welcome,
come up
thank
to
you.
Udon Thani,
Thank
because of
you.
Okay, that's fantastic then. So,
That happens all the time now, doesn't it? We're feeling like posh and Becks, like people
so he's
without the hair.
so he's come to Udon Thani
Yeah,
and he's come to this hotel
because of the YouTube channel.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm gonna have to have a chat with the management here, you know. We
Yeah.
should be on a little bit of a kickback on that.
it's like where Maybell's Coffee Garden, where I normally go every day apart from Monday because they're closed. They're in like the Carter Beach area,
Yeah.
and the reason I'm there
Yeah.
is because of them, because I was following them,
Okay.
and I go to their coffee shop all the time.
It's such
And-
a powerful tool.
And I'm in the area because he used to run on the beach
Yeah.
and used to do videos on the beach. I thought, oh, what a beautiful place.
Yeah.
So I'm there because of him.
Sure.
And same with that gentleman is a prime example.
Yeah.
Because of your channel, he's come here as well. That's just amazing.
It's
isn't it?
surprising, it really is. You think this little YouTube channel you're doing for a laugh, but it does have a big impact. I'll tell you something else. One other thing, look, I've got to mention this. The other thing you start to get is if you don't do a video, you get people saying, where's the videos? We haven't seen a video for a while, we like it. One guy got in touch with me, his wife suffers with dementia and Alzheimer's, okay? He said, and the one thing she reacts to and responds to is when you put a new video out.
Oh.
It choked me up. I'm thinking, what? Me doing a video? And I want to thank you, blah, blah, blah. So I mentioned him, his wife's first names, and obviously not one. And just said, you know, I'm really moved that these little videos that we're making
Have
such an impact on people. Yeah. And people saying sometimes, an Australian guy we met him at the coffee station, he asked to meet us. He said, before we started, he said, I just want to shake your hand. I said, oh, okay, right. He said, I just want to thank you because you got me through COVID. He said, I was really down, depressed, everything. He said, and it's the videos that gave me hope to get back here to Udon Thani.
That's fantastic. And I must apologise because
No need to apologize.
you've put up with us
No.
for how long?
Pookie loves it. She really enjoys
Yeah.
YouTube. She enjoys doing YouTube and absolutely fine. It's an evening out, isn't it? It's nice. And meeting good people as well.
So if you don't know his channel already, it is
The Isaan Farang.
okay.
And your channel?
I can fly freedom.
I Can Fly Freedom. All one word. And you'll find her on YouTube.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
So that's it. I've had a fantastic night with some really brilliant people, and I have to end it at some point. So thank you for watching What's Dean Doing in Thailand, and catch you again later. Bye.
Bye.